What's up, Miss B? Stacy Epps, JD to Death, Juan Max Samples 360.
I'll break it down, I get down for my crown. I'll break it down, I get down for my crown. I'll break it down for my crown. I'll break it down, I get down for my crown. Let's do it. Let's do it.
What up, my guy?
Oh, shoot. What's good, baby? What's going on?
Chilling, baby. How you doing?
Can you hear me well?
I hear you very well.
Okay, that's what's up. How you?
I'm blessed. How about yourself?
I'm chilling, man. Staying out the way, big bro. You know what I'm saying? Making beats in the house, cooking out in the backyard, you know.
No doubt.
You know what I mean?
While people are joining us, can you tell me how you think during these times?
You broke up a little bit. Say that again.
Can you tell me how you've been staying busy during these quarantine times?
Music, man. Music is like medicine. You know what I'm saying? It's keeping me young looking. It's you know, just loving music, man, is the greatest inspiration. You know what I'm saying? And that's what's keeping me, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Just being there digging and trying to find new things to mess with. You know?
Instead of having a typical "where are you from" type of interview, I think we should get some of your greatest memories because you've got such a great career. So
Thank you.
I just want to go through a timeline, and if you can give us some of your best memories when I mention a certain point of your career. And like I said, you've got some great achievements that I think should be highlighted throughout the years. And up to this,
Thank you.
no problem. For those who don't know, your cousin gave you an early start in '89 on Big Time.
Yes, sir.
Can you take us back to a great moment or a great memory working on Big Time with Heavy D?
Making pause button tapes at the time, trying to, make a name for myself. And he noticed the talent in me, right? I was making a lot of beats like that, you know what I'm saying? And would bring the cassette down to his house and play it and, vibe to it. And he's like, yo, I like that one. And then he's like, yo, I like that one. And then he's like, yo, I like that one. And so, I had to actually learn how to use the equipment. I think I was about 16 years old, 17 years old. And I had to learn how to use the drum machine, working out over Eddie F's house. And once I learned that machine, it was over. It was over. I felt like I had a brand new toy, and I was just happy with it in my room, my bedroom. I'd be in my room with the door closed. Mom's always complaining about the music's too loud, blah, blah, blah. But she knew I was up to something.
Right.
Pops did too, you know what I'm saying? Because they both be in the room. And if I wake my pops up, then I got to turn the stuff off. You know what I'm saying? He was one of them cats. So I kept, put the headphones on and kept working, man. You know what I'm saying? Working at it. We're every day, all day. Because this is what I wanted.
Right.
And, and I then just took it to the next level. And once I learned how to work the drum machine, I actually sampled the sounds that I did on the pause button through the drum machine. But I had help at that time. But, once I got the hang of it, it was over.
You also had the chance to work with him on Peaceful Journey in '91, producing several cuts.
Yes.
Importantly, we heard you on the mic.
Mm-hmm.
Give us a memory from that session with Kane, Cool G Rap, CL, Q-Tip, and how did you not let these guys overshadow you? You held your own. What was the secret to Pete Rock, and was there any pressure on that track?
Nah, man, that was a family gathering. Grand Poobah, Q-Tip, Cool G Rap, Heavy D, CL, Big Daddy Kane. They were all friends of Heavy D and myself. And it was like a family gathering. We had so much fun at that video shoot. And that was the one record where all the rappers were under one roof recording that song. You know what I'm saying? It was crazy. Shout out to all of those guys that was in Don't Curse. You know what I'm saying?
You didn't feel any pressure going up against those guys?
Of course I did. I was young. I basically was a producer. I like I wasn't really into the rapping that much, but I loved other rappers. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And you know, I was influenced by Grand Poobah, you know, to spit it out. So, you know, I got on the track. That was my first rhyme I wrote by myself.
Dope.
You know, I was young and made it happen, man. It was those times were awesome.
Definitely a memorable verse. You didn't get overshadowed. I mean, you held your own, man. One of the most memorable Pete Rock joints that I can remember.
Thank you.
You signed to Elektra in '91, which is a label credited for shaping the golden era sound. It
Yes.
was home to such artists as Brand Nubian, KC, leaders of the new school. What does Pete consider his best memory of being on Elektra at that moment?
You know, being friends with other superstars, you know what I'm saying? But I was like, I was a humble cat, you know. I was just like, I'm grateful to be here. I just want to make music, you know what I'm saying, and work with people who want to work with me. And that's it. I didn't pay any attention to anything else but that. You know, I was kind of focused, you know what I'm saying? And being on that label, it was just something new for me. I've never been signed by a major label in my life, you know what I'm saying? And to be on Elektra with all those other artists that's been on that label, you know, from rock to jazz to soul and now hip hop. So, you know, I'm very grateful, you know, and the stories, you know, having, you know, doing Mech and the Soul Brother, uh, having leaders of the new school in my sessions and hanging out, you know, it was a family gathering.
Oh.
That, you know, the times were different. It seemed like the artists were more friendlier. You know what I'm saying?
In what sense as compared to now?
Um, well, now, you know, a lot has happened. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot going on. And people change. You know what I'm saying? And the music business changed. So lots of things have shifted. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, you just don't see the same guys you once saw in the '90s as much as, you know, we did back then. Today, you barely see these guys. You know what I'm saying? So that's the only difference. You know what I mean?
First released at the label was All Sold Out EP. What was the best memory of creating that project?
All Sold Out was basically us, you know, with our adrenaline flowing. You know, two young cats that's just eager to do what they do, and you know, we fell into our pocket, man, and did what we did. You know what I'm saying? It was, you know, the EP first, and that was the actual, you know, like a teaser to the album Mech and the Soul Brother, which we used some of the same cuts that's on the EP and put it on Mech and the Soul Brother. And you know, that was like a great time, 1991. You know, we would just be starting our thing. We were doing a little remixes before that. You know, I was down with a production team doing remixes with other producers, and you know, me and CL, you know, thought we would be a good match to do music. And next thing you know, we did about 50 demos in my basement, and we used to play them around the hood. Everybody going crazy, you know. Then we took it to Elektra and those same demos and got signed off them joints. I mean, I made all that stuff on a 4-track, you know what I'm saying? And the major label signed us. That was crazy. And then, you know, I felt like I had to really step my game up because I had people to impress. So,
Right. Did you also shop those demos elsewhere? I know when I interview a lot of people, they always talk about Def Jam, Def Jam, Def
yeah,
Jam.
we went everywhere. We went to Def Jam. We went everywhere, you know. But and the funny thing was, Elektra was our last like stop, and they went for it, man. And I'm grateful for that to this day. So, you know, I hope they was as you know, grateful as I was.
You mentioned being part of a remix production team. Take me back to remixing EPMD's Rampage. How did that come about?
Well, some of the stories you got to forgive me. You know, you know, I may not remember quite everything, but I do remember doing that remix in Green Street and being at home making 3 different versions to it. And I said I I actually picked the 2 that I wanted to do for that. You know what I'm saying? I was just on it, man. You know what I'm saying? I was just on it. I was very prepared. I was doing several versions of the remix to give guys a choice of which one they liked. You know what I'm saying? And some of them took both of them and put it on wax. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that right there made me really feel like, you know, all right, I'm here. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And yeah, it was you know, I remember doing it in Green Street, but the particulars I only remember in my home when I was making those beats. But as far as the studio, you just bring the beats in and lay them down and make sure the tempo is the same, and that's that. Sync it up. You know what I'm saying?
Do you remember the reaction of Eric and Parrish after hearing the remix?
I remember getting phone calls saying that they loved it. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, all right, you know, I felt like I was onto something, and I'm glad I impressed those guys because Redman used to come to my house. He used to take the Greyhound. This is before we was even on. He used to take the bus from Jersey to my house, and we'd be downstairs in my basement just going nut. You know what I'm saying? You know, over beats, and he rapped over a few of my joints. And I did How to Roll a Blunt, and Eric too. Eric came over, did the same thing. You know, rapping to my beats. And I got stuff that y'all never heard. That's you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And you know, one day I'm gonna put that out.
Yeah, that was going to be my question at one point. So I'm glad that's going to happen.
Yeah.
Later that year, you also worked with another legendary group, Public Enemy, on Shut 'Em Down Remix.
Mm-hmm.
How did that come about, and how did you catch their attention to get a Pete Rock remix?
I also did Night Train for Public Enemy as well, so I did 2 for them too. That came about through the production company I was with, Untouchables. You know what I'm saying? They were promoting me, and I was doing a lot of music, and you know, I got that was on the table. You know, I guess they wanted to see what I would do. You know, with my version, what it would do. So I was like, man, I was salivating at the mouth. You know, when I got that gig, and I just said, you know, I'm gonna put my foot in this one because Chuck's voice is so demanding. You know what I'm saying? Like, even back then in my young age, I was like, I gotta make him something that's gonna really make, you know, because he already has a strong voice. I was saying that to myself then. So I was like, I gotta come with a strong beat. You know what I'm saying? And so that's how Shut 'Em Down happened. Yep.
As if the House of Pain Jump Around mix, the original, couldn't get any better, you took it to another level. Take us back to getting that phone call and working with Everlast, Danny Boy, and DJ Lethal.
Well, the phone calls I don't remember. All I remember is, hey man, you know, at that point they were coming in. The remixes were. I was just like, oh word, House of Pain, let's go, you know. And I made that beat in like 5 minutes, man. You know, because I already had notions of the records I had. You know what I'm saying? And the ideas would just go like this, like a light bulb in my head, like. And I'll put the beat together in my head, right? Then try to make it. You know what I'm saying? And then I came across this Latin record with a bass line, and I was like, okay. You know what I'm saying? I kept playing it, kept playing it. The guy was singing over it. So there was a new feature going on back then called filtering, where you could take, you know, a sample and filter it down to the bass line. And when I did that, the bass line sounded so potent, and I was just like, wait a minute. And then I started drumming, started looking for drums, and I chopped up and looped up some 45, you know what I'm saying, that had a little, you know, drum loop on it. And it worked. It was working. It was working. Then I started looking for other things to put on top. Like, you know, it's like when you bake a cake and you got to put the frosting on it and sprinkles or whatever. And that's how I made that.
Remember the reaction of the guys after they heard it?
Yeah, they loved it because they used it. They put it out. I figured when it's in motion to come out on vinyl that they like it. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Everlast and House of Pain on that one.
In '92, you finally deliver a classic album to us with Mecca and the Soul Brother.
Mm-hmm.
I remember because that was the soundtrack to my year. I was going to college. That's all I played ever.
Yeah.
What was the mind state going into that album? This is your debut album. You're on a major label. What was your train of thought going into that project?
Young and excited, you know what I'm saying? And just having the opportunity to take my music and my equipment and my ideas to a studio and really kind of put it all together and make an album for a major label. I mean, come on, you know what I'm saying? What better place could I be in at that moment? So, right, I think it was like, you know, when I feel good, anything can happen. You know what I'm saying? And that's what that was. And we were very focused on making the records. You know what I'm saying? CL had the pen game going, and you know, it's easy to have a producer that is very prepared with a lot of beats. You know, in case, you know, something doesn't go down right, we could try another beat. We could do this, throw this out, do another beat, and we did a lot of that. And you know, that album right there was just like young adrenaline, just going crazy.
You remember what those sessions were like?
Yeah, every day. It was the winter time when we were making that album. It was, you know, we finished the album in November 20 something. We had completed it, and when we walked outside the studio, it was a lot of snow coming down. It was snowing like crazy, and you know, I remember having my video camera and filming CL throwing his hands up in the air saying, "We did it, we finished." You know what I'm saying? And we couldn't wait to let the world hear it. You know what I'm saying? We was mad excited. We took it back to the hood and was playing it for everybody in the hood. They was going nuts. They was like, "Oh, y'all cats gonna kill it." And you know, that was some of the best days of my life right there.
Take us back to a favorite tour memory of this time and a favorite tour lineup.
All the tours I've been on, I was very young. You know, I have to say, the best tour I've been on was with Heavy D and the boys. You know what I mean? And Keith Sweat and Johnny Kemp, rest in peace. Guy, the group Guy. You know, I met Teddy when I was young. Who else was on? Keith Sweat. I was on tour that I was carrying crates. You know what I'm saying? I was carrying crates for Heavy D and the boys. You know what I mean? But the crowd that would come out to Rocco. I mean, the whole tour was just like 25 and up, 25,000 people every night. You know what I'm saying? And that was fun. That was hella fun. And that was probably my favorite. Anytime I was out with Hev, anytime I'm around Hev, it was always fun. It was just always, you know, that's my family, he's my cousin. And he took me under his wing, man. He took me under his wing. And we've been like that since 3 years old. You know what I'm saying?
You guys connected then again that year with Blue Funk. What do you remember about going into the studio with Heb creating that masterpiece?
Just remember Heb coming to me saying, "I want to do something for the streets." And I was telling him what producers he should work with. You know what I'm saying? And I mentioned Premier, and I mentioned Jesse West and a couple other cats to get them beats. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I'll do 3. I told him. You know what I mean? And that was the album. That's there. There you had it. You know? It was his hardest album. Like, it was his most street album.
Absolutely.
Was Blue Funk.
93, you linked up with yet some more legends, Run DMC.
Mm-hmm.
It's back to what was going on then. What was their when they reached out to you? What were they looking for sonically? And how did you help